Namaste Center. I'd like to, I know we have a few people here for their first time, so in this area, who's never been here before? Okay, this lady right here in the white. You don't understand.
Oh, he's practicing. My name is Elvie Allen, and a lot of people say, what kind of a name is that? Well, it's a very ancient Swedish name that goes all the way back to the elves and fairies.
Oh.
Elves and fairies.
So which are you, an elf or a fairy?
A little of both.
And what about this lady here behind you? Are you an elf or a fairy? Welcome. Anyone else in this area? Okay, how about over here? Anyone here for their first time? Okay. Well, it's great to see everybody here. And before we get started, I'd like to just make a few announcements. This week at the Namaste Center, of course, if you receive our email blast, you'll see what's going on. A couple of things that are extra, in addition to our regular schedule, is night. We have movie night, and this week actually we're going to break it into 2 weeks because it's a very long film. But we're going to watch Out on a Limb, the story of Shirley MacLaine. If you've never seen it, it's a fantastic movie. And so 2 weeks in a row, you can join us at 7 o'clock on Friday night for that. So I think that's all the extra things we have going on, or different. And we also, I have a need for, we're blessed to have new name tags. They're magnetic, they're in. And if somebody, I've got the paper, the cards, if somebody is willing to take the box of names home and type in new name tags, I'd be really grateful for that. So if you see me after the service, Judy, thank you very much, appreciate it. And also, I know we have 2 birthdays this week, one today. Linda, you're Tuesday, and Amy is today. Any other February birthdays? Well, and it's Leela, when's your birthday? Wednesday. Happy, when's your birthday? Oh, Friday. Well, happy. Anyone else February? So, Bob, there you go. When's your birthday?
Bill and I have birthdays on the 12th.
Well, happy. That's right, you're a twin. There you go. And, let's sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear February. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Okay, so it's a great day. Make sure after you leave here, you go to the store and get lots of provisions for the next couple of days. I think we're going to apparently have some cool weather and wintry mix. So if you'll take a moment to close your eyes, we'll bless our time here together and invite Spirit to guide us, lead us, and direct us to a greater sense of peace, joy, and enlightenment. Holy Spirit, Mother, Father, God, we offer this time to you for your holy purpose, so that we may each hear what we need to hear and learn what we need to learn so that we may align perfectly with your will. We place our hearts and the Namaste Center in your hands and know that all is well, and so it is. Terry. Good morning.
So, how are we doing this morning, apart from frozen?
We are good.
All right, so shall we sing the Light of God to warm ourselves up?
Yeah.
Terry.
Yes, Terry.
It's getting embarrassing now.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
All right, we're ready.
All right, thanks very much. Oh, come on.
Oh,
What is with it?
yeah, come on. Okay.
Oh, the light of God is in me, and it shines right out my eyes, making me a part of everything in the earth and sea and skies. And it makes me feel so happy just to know I'm not alone. 'Cause when you're a part of everything, everywhere is your home. Second verse, you ready? There's a light that shines within you, and it's with you every day, bringing love to everybody in the things you do and say. It's the reason that you're living. It's the force that drives you on. It's the stars up in the heavens. It's your morning sun. Okay, let's go to the first verse again. This time, 7 times as loud as the first time.
Okay.
You ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, the light of God is in me, and it shines right up my eyes, making me a part of everything in the earth and sea and skies. And it makes me feel so happy just to know I'm not alone. 'Cause when you're a part of everything, everywhere is your home. Everywhere is your home. Oh, good, you're in great voice.
Yeah.
God, there's something warm behind me. Okay, so I thought I'd sing this one today. I don't know, I just heard it the other day. I thought it sounded good again.
I love it.
And this is a song that was written by a young lady who's a very great songwriter called Julie Gold. And she gave her song to a lady called Nancy Griffith, who did a wonderful job with it. And then it was ruined by Bette Midler, but never mind about that. From a distance, the world is blue and green, and the snow-capped mountains white. From a distance, the ocean meets the stream, and the eagle takes to flight. From a distance, there is harmony, and it echoes through the land. It's the voice of hope. It's the voice of peace. It's the song of every man. From a distance, we all have enough, and no one is in need. There are no guns, no bombs, no disease, no hungry mouths to feed. From a distance, we are instruments marching in a common band, playing songs of hope, playing songs of peace, playing songs of every man. God is watching us, God is watching us, God is watching us from a distance. And from a distance, you look like my friend, even though we are at war. From a distance, I can't comprehend what all this war is for. From a distance, there is harmony, and it echoes through the land, singing songs of hope, singing songs of peace. They're the songs of every man. It's the hope of hope, it's the love of love, it's the heart of every man.
Great one. That just inspired my meditation.
You gonna do it from a distance?
I might. Yeah, see y'all later. Yeah. Ah. So let's just take a moment and take a few deep breaths and close our eyes. And with each breath, allow your body to come to a state of relaxation, where every cell of your being is permeating perfect health and well-being. With each breath, this awareness grows stronger, and you become more comfortable. And now allow the breath to quiet your mind, allowing yourself to let go of any mind chatter, any thoughts that keep you from being fully present in this moment, in this room. And now focus on your heart area. And if you choose to do so, place your hands over your heart to bring more awareness. And breathe in to this space. And feel the power. Feel the love. Feel the peace. And now envision your hearts opening even more, connecting with each and every person here today, creating a vortex of oneness, of light, and of healing. And now, envision yourself leaving your body, rising up into the sky, being free of any limitation, any judgment, any pain. For in this moment, you are free. And now, take a glance at our beautiful Mother Earth and focus your energy and intention on this room, this space in Flat Rock, North Carolina. And see for yourself the beauty that we have co-created here today. The light beaming ever so brightly. The unconditional love. The peace and harmony. And slowly allow yourself to envision this majestic light extending and expanding beyond this cottage, bathing our community and beyond with the blessings and the love we feel here now. And see this light as it continues to extend to all the corners of our Mother Earth, blessing and touching all of our brothers and sisters and plants and animals. We have blessed our world. From a distance, all is well. There is no separation, and there is only peace. And now, come back into your body, into this room, renewed and restored, and more awake, more aware. Of the true nature of love. Holy Spirit, Mother, Father, God, we know your will is good, is peace, and love. May we each be used to follow your guidance, your direction, so that we may continue to shine our light everywhere we go. May we see beyond the need for judgment and ideas and thoughts that separate us, and come together in oneness and peace. And so it is. Amen. Namaste. And please silence your cell phones if you haven't done so already. Okay, so earlier this week I was having a bite to eat with some friends. They don't actually come here to the Namaste Center, but they do watch the videos, and I'm still not certain about how they feel about it, but they're good friends, and you know what, we can have friends that may not think the way we do, even though they probably do in most regards. But they asked an interesting question, and they said, Charlotte, do you ever get heckled by people? Do people just, sometimes say, that's a bunch of BS or whatever, and how can you think that way, and what have you? And I said, actually, no, I haven't been. I'm sure there's people who think that, and that I do remember a few years ago, there was an article in the newspaper about when we were actually over across the street on King Street, and it told a little bit about the Namaste Center and basically the idea of oneness and love. And I got a call from a woman who sounded like she wasn't that young, well, we'll just put it that way, but she was very rooted in her beliefs, religious beliefs. And for an hour and a half, she tried to convince me that I was, going to go to hell and take all you guys with me. So, and, but at least we'll be in good company, all right? No, but interestingly enough, I wasn't angry, I wasn't defensive, and I was very honoring of her beliefs and her thoughts, because those were hers. And she lived a lot of years believing that and practicing that, and who am I to impose anything? So it says the Course in Miracles says, it only takes one to heal a relationship, usually the saner of the two, meaning that we don't have to participate in the defense attack mode. And so at the end of the conversation, actually, I was enlightened by her. I don't know if she was enlightened by me, but it was interesting. So that's the closest I think I've been to be heckled that I can remember. I can remember when I mentioned before, I grew up in a Christian Methodist environment, great experience. I'm not one of those who ran screaming and said, oh, this is, I don't have any spiritual wounds from that. It just didn't all resonate. I didn't buy the whole ball of wax there. So I began to explore and truly seek thoughts and ideas and ideals that unify us and not divide us, and also sought out the common thread that flows between all teachings and religions. So I still do that, and I think consciousness is rising every day. I talked a few weeks ago about the evolution of spirituality, because the more we open up, the more new ideas and thoughts are coming in. But when I got into all this, gosh, this has been over 30 years ago now, I would flip through the TV channels and see these, shows, TBN and whatever. And of course, at that time, what they were preaching was that everything I believed was sending me down a bad road. And, if I didn't believe in their curriculum or their teachings, then chances are I was not practicing God's true word. And even then, I was like, still, it didn't put the fear in me, but just in case, I said, okay, Spirit, if this is really a path that is not serving me and serving others, show me. I'm not opposed to going back to the Methodist church and singing in the choir or doing whatever. I wasn't, that was not something I was not willing to do. But I really wanted, God to speak to me. And my message was loud and clear. It was all green lights, and really moved me, to where I am today. And I continue to want to expand my consciousness and bring awareness to each and every one of you guys here. But it's a mutual exchange. I get as much from you guys as hopefully you get something from me too, because we're all teaching and we're all learning from each other. I really believe that. And so it's here we are, we're 30 years later, and I'm looking now at some of the more cutting edge teachings that are coming out, new thoughts, new ideas, and there's a new paradigm upon us, and it's very, very interesting. And I've been speaking about this, for a few weeks now, for months actually. I just stay open and I'm led, and interestingly enough, I get emails, I get books, I get just little snippets from people that are like, yeah, that makes sense, that feels good, supporting really what I'm getting on my own. So that tells me that I'm not the only one who's sort of getting these messages. It's out there for all of us if we just turn on our antennae, And actually, one of the latest, Laura had sent me this wonderful channeling from Jesus, and there was so much good to it, and I am going to share more on it later. But the one thing that I found interesting, and I really do believe, is that church as we know it is not really going to be around much longer. Jesus basically came in to share that through this message, this channeling, that and I think we all know this, he never came here to have a church built in his name. It was never about control and power. It was everything that Jesus stood for is not necessarily what many churches stand for. And I'm not here to bash church or beat up church. I really am not, because if people find goodness there, and as Jesus said in this channeling, many ministers and popes and religious leaders are coming from the right place. But it's a system that doesn't allow for expansion, it doesn't allow for growth, and it does tend to maybe lead us to a place of being controlled or being a controller. And so what's my purpose? I think the reason I don't get heckled is because I don't get into combat with people. I'm not telling anyone, you can take this much of what I say, none of what I say, or all of what I say. It's really about us being receptive and what feels right in your heart to you. And if you just open yourself up and say, okay, Spirit, show me what you would like me to do. If one of you called me up and said, you know what, I went back to and actually a friend of mine did, went back to her Baptist roots, and she's very at home there, and that's great for her. But I didn't say, what are you, crazy? I was like, that's wonderful, because it's peaceful, and it brings her what she's seeking. So, we have to have the courage to stand on our own. And what my goal is to empower everybody here to have the courage to just open up fully to Spirit's guidance, and whatever that may be for each and every one of us. And it's a much better ride. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot more enlightening. I think we have a lot more connection to Source when we do that. We just have to be willing to let go of our old ideas and ideals. And one quote I just found here, and I thought this was so perfect. It's from Gandhi. And it says, many people, especially ignorant people, want to punish you for speaking the truth, for being correct, or for being you. Never apologize for being correct or for being years ahead of your time. If you're right and you know it, speak your mind. Even if you're a minority of one, the truth is still the truth. And, you know, that's Gandhi, 50, 60 years ago saying this. And I think that it takes a lot of courage to step out of our comfort zone and, maybe what the society at large says is the right way to think. But then there's that little voice in us that says, I don't know about that. That doesn't feel quite right. But it's a little scary. But I suggest maybe doing what I did. If you get afraid of letting go of some of your ideas, give it to God. Ask Jesus, whoever you connect with and resonate with. Say, what is the right path for me? And not to be afraid of speaking your truth. Not being, it doesn't matter what other people think of us. What other people think of me is none of my business. It's really about having the faith and confidence in ourselves to walk, that lonely path of oneness, of singularity rather. And what happens is when we do that, it's amazing how we connect with each other. The connection just of this group here is fascinating to me. And the love shared and the non-judgment and just acceptance of all things and all people. And I choose to see that as the path that I'm going down. If any religion or spiritual teaching or philosophy exempts anybody or places judgment on another, it's not for me. That's all I'll say about that. It's just not for me. And so I love finding, as I said earlier, ideas that support where we're heading, what we're experiencing, where we're going. And I found this article about a new vibration for humanity. And of course, months ago I spoke on, it's moving into the fifth dimension. And we are ascending in consciousness. Eventually, we're so dense here in this three-dimensional vibration that, we're little by little getting out of this. And I think we are ascending in consciousness and expanding greatly to where we are much freer. We're freer in everything. Life is more kind to us. We're more kind to life. And a few of the points I want to share from this is, as you ascend from the third dimension to a higher dimension of being, different aspects of your spiritual body are being activated. You become more aware of your spiritual nature and gain a new perspective on your journey. And I think that I am preaching to the choir here. It's pretty cool because, our life takes on a whole new meaning when we do this, and you're aware of your spiritual journey and your life journey, and you're seeing the synchronicity and the flow, and you're becoming kinder and gentler. I did something really stupid this week. Not so stupid, but at the time I was like, God, why did I do that? I could have killed myself. I have a thing for animals. I have a thing for all beings, actually. But I was driving back from West Virginia, and I'm on 23 in Kentucky. It's a 4-lane highway, just coal trucks flying both ways, and there was a dog crossing the street, 4-lane highway, and I'm like, and the dog was doomed. And I knew it. So I stopped my car in the middle of the street, put on my flashers, stopped traffic. I'm like, stop, the coal truck, stop. And they did stop. And then I grabbed the dog. It was soaking wet. I scooped, because it was freezing, snowing, scooped it up, carried it into the grocery store, and the woman goes, oh, that dog's deaf and blind. I said, so it was going to get hit. I said, she goes, oh, it belongs to... And I looked at her like, well, will you please get it back to the owner? Meantime, the trucks had left. I hear, and I see a car spinning. And this Needless to say that my car was in someone's way that was probably going 70 miles an hour down there. Good news is he didn't hit my car, but he was not pleased when he pulled in that parking lot and whose car is that? But anyway, I just couldn't let that dog, let that dog get hit by a car. And thank God it was all okay. I was protected. So, you know, when you become open spiritually and you see the connection with all things, I can't even, you know, what's that?
I said, don't drive.
Yeah, don't drive, right. But you know, you do appreciate and value all life because they're all a part of us. And so, you know, we do things, and maybe I'll do it differently next time. I don't know. Maybe I won't get out of the car when cars are going 60 miles an hour. I don't know. But at least there's one dog on the planet today more than there would have been a few days ago. But when we do open up spiritually, we are more present in our source connection and remove the veil between spiritual and material worlds with access to new possibilities for our reality. And so, you know, it's about lifting that veil because, you know, we're so dense, and we're dense through programming and judgments and form that we're looking at all of these ideas from our past and all of these material things to be our sustenance and our support. And if I'm looking outside of myself for anything to sustain me before I look inside, then I'm keeping myself dense. So, you know, my spirit, I just know that our spirit is so powerful. And there is so much greatness out there waiting for us if we just get out of the way. Really get out of the way. Lift that veil. Just put it all out there. And I think that when we do this, we overcome the fear of death as well, because we realize we're not a body. You know, I'm not this body anymore. I am as we've heard I'm sure we've all heard this, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. So who I am is not my physical body. Who I am is pure light, pure love. And that is far greater than anything that this world has to offer. So we can be in the world, not of the world. You know, just ask our light to shine everywhere we go. And the good news is I don't have to go out and fix or change or judge anybody. All I have to do is heal myself, look at my own veil, my own judgments, my own thoughts that keep me separate and afraid and alone. And every time I lift that through forgiveness, self-judgment, really, let go of that self-judgment, then what happens, since we're all one, and the oneness goes beyond this Mother Earth. It goes throughout the whole universe. Every time I choose love over fear, everyone benefits by it, which is so cool. So it's not like we got to go out and do anything except just be, you know, just be. And when we change our vibration, it allows us to step outside of karma and our emotional DNA, and you can access a new heart energy, your spiritual heart. This heart energy is free of emotions, judgments, pain, and all memories of lifetime and suffering. It is your direct connection to source and unconditional love. And I've been getting this so much because, you know, we're in this classroom earth, and we've been playing this game of karma, and we've been playing this game of reincarnation. And it's served us up to this point. But, you know, with this new vibration, this ascended consciousness, we can step out of that. We really can. And I love the idea of being free of emotions, because as we've heard, you know, we're addicted to our emotions. You know, it's like we get so wrapped up in such menial, tedious things that, and those are, again, just a big veil. So wouldn't it be awesome just to be totally free of emotions, walk this world, fly around, whatever it is, just as pure light and love. And of course, getting off that karmic wheel and being fully present. But to be able to attain that, and I think that the past years have supported this greatly, especially through heart math. They've done the scientific research, because, you know, a lot of our anal minds need to have that validation and proof that our heart is intelligent. But it's not intelligence of the thinking mind, it's intelligence of source and connectedness and oneness. So when we get into that, that's why I find myself often just placing my hands over my heart and really just to put my attention and focus there, because that's where I want to live from. And when we do that, it's a whole different game. The fear leaves. The emotions, we don't get so emotionally crazed. And to do this, though, we have to be willing to let go of our past and our story. And it's up to us to make that decision or make that choice to do so. But our emotional heart is how we connect to others on the spiritual plane. Our feelings of like or dislike, being in love or not feeling, fear or joy are all part of our emotional heart. But that's not the heart that this is speaking of. I think the spirit heart, the true nature of our being, transcends like and dislike and preferences and judgments. It just accepts and embraces all that is. And I know that I know most of you guys pretty well, and I know that you all already live from that. I don't feel or sense a lot of judgment or any judgment coming from anyone in here. I see it already happening. So we're really making some great impact on our universe, truly. We're bringing, heaven into our life experience, and we're supporting each other in that process. But it's a process. We have to just continue, and if we stumble and get emotionally upset or angry at someone or upset with ourselves, just take a breath, let it go, and move on. We don't have to stay there. We don't have to figure it out. The ego analyzes, and the heart accepts. And it's all about acceptance and embracing all that is. Spirit, or God, is all about unconditional love. There's no judgment coming from source. I've said it a number of times. The Course in Miracles says that we don't need to ask for God's forgiveness because God doesn't judge us. So that's what true love is. It's unconditional. So there's nothing I can do to change God's mind about me, good or bad. So relax. That's kind of a way we can just sit back and relax. So it is possible. We're moving there. I feel it. I sense it. I see it. I'm receiving it. I'm giving it. It's awesome stuff. And, it's about, as Gandhi said, not being afraid no matter what other people think. It's a lot of times, I think it was when we went to see Cryon, Lee Carroll, he was talking about, a lot of times you don't really, when you go back home for Thanksgiving, this was before Thanksgiving, sometimes the family is not necessarily the group to discuss these ideas. But, and sometimes it's better to keep your mouth shut, too. I think that's a level of spiritual maturity. I think, to try and convince someone to believe the way you're believing or I'm believing it's a waste of time. And usually and often it can stir up even more separation rather than joining. So it's really just about being in your heart, accepting, encouraging people where they are, meeting them where they are. I think that's a sign of mastery. Not trying to bring them up to where you are or down to where you are or whatever, because we're all level, we're all one, we're all seeking the same experience, which is love, which is connection, and we find it in different places. We find it here, and some people find it at the Baptist churches around here. It doesn't matter. It's all good. But we have to know that in our spiritual heart that, this peace and this joy surpasses all peace and joy and anything we think this material world can bring us. And I know that to be the truth. Yeah, it's fun to have some toys every now and then, a new car, maybe a new house or a new jacket, whatever. But that's temporal. What we're looking for is eternal joy, spiritual joy, which is not anything we're going to find in this world. There's no relationship. I mentioned last week a little bit about a holy versus special relationship. And the idea of a holy relationship is that I love everybody totally and unconditionally. with no exception. And although the form of our relationships may be different, the content we're seeking is the same. And so we're seeking that content of unconditional love. And sometimes it's easier to love someone unconditionally when we don't have a history with them. Because it's real easy to just someone walk in here the one day and you know, that's just like, oh, I love you, and there's no charge because you don't know them. And you know, but it's then after a while, well, that's a lesson. You know, they come in teaching us where we're still raw and unhealed. But we don't have to stay there. It's just about recognizing it, and as we just did, laughing at ourselves and saying, okay, I got it. I'm still holding a judgment there. Because those are just what those little charges are, what those emotional outbursts are, is where we're still in need of healing. And we don't, again, have to analyze it, figure it out. Just invite love into the picture. Close your eyes, envision just the love of God just shining over all of it and blessing it and bringing healing to and perfection to the whole situation. So we're really, Marianne Williamson, again, she just is the queen of quotes. I can't believe it. Yes, I can. Thank you, Marianne. But this week she says, in all our hearts, there is a door we keep open to some and closed to others. The key to our inner peace, the key to the enlightenment of the world, is to open that door in places where we have kept it shut. It is not so much that it is hard to do as we don't usually realize where we're closed. Life has a way of showing us, however, because where we are closed is where our life doesn't work. When we simply know that and cop to the fact that every problem we have is due to our own closed heart, then we can begin again. We can be willing to be touched by the hand of God and be opened where we had been closed before, and that is the miracle of love. So we recognize it and say, okay, I think this is the one thing, the sentence I'd like to focus on here for just a second is life has a way of showing us, however, because where we're closed is where our life doesn't work. And that's not a bad thing. It's just, okay, my heart's closed in this area. I'm holding a grievance. I'm holding a judgment. So take a look at your life. Where is it working and where is it not working? And I guarantee you, if there's no flow or it's not working, it's because at some level you've closed your heart to a situation. So use it as a tool, and then take that moment to bring healing and forgiveness to that and move on. And if it pops back, ask for forgiveness and healing again. Do it until you get it. We're so used to and programmed to engaging in the problem and trying to analyze and figure it out and rationalize and then get people to ally with us. You know, that's immature. Spirit, you know, this is, I think that this requires a level of spiritual maturity that some people are willing to take and some aren't. And that's okay too. But I guess I've gotten to the other side, and by no means I'm not preaching as a perfectionist in this, because I still have my buttons, believe me. And I don't even want to affirm that anymore. I should just cancel that. But I know, I promise you, in my own life, there's not one instance where this has not worked for me. Not one. I've never been let down when I have surrendered to God. Never once. Now, it's not that I'm asking God for, you know, necessarily more money, or yes, I know, or for the relationship or whatever. It's really what we think is we think because I don't have this relationship, or because it may seem my bank account is low, or because I'm not living where I want to live, or we got it all, you know, we got our ideas, that we think because we don't have those, God, I want a relationship, God, I want more money, God, I want this house, I want to move here. It's not about that. It's really heal in me what is closed. Bring light to where I think that this is actually going to fix it. Because nothing external can bring us the peace of God we're really seeking. And what I find is when I just surrender, say, okay, I surrender, show me your way, I'm done playing this game. It's amazing how things unfold. It's miraculous, as it should be. Miracles occur naturally as expressions of love. And when they haven't occurred, something has gone wrong. I love that quote from A Course in Miracles, and that's the truth. They're natural. We're the ones putting the block up. So it's good news, it's great news, it's exciting. You know, we're the day after Valentine's here, which is a reminder of really, to me, just living in the heart, giving gratitude for all those who've blessed my life and to bless those who I don't even know, and be willing to open your heart to love. And in this little closing, I wish you abundant love and compassion, flowing both into and out from you in a never-ending radiant stream. May you experience the sea of love in which your being floats, and may you feel your essential connection to all things. Peace and love prevail on earth, and so it is. Namaste. So out of curiosity, is there anyone that doesn't resonate with those ideas or thoughts or has difficulty accepting that? No hecklers here, that's right. Yeah, well that's awesome.
So tempting just to raise a hand.
Yeah, that's right. So it's awesome, you know, and I'm happy to hear that. And if someone did not agree, that's fine too. And it's about honoring all things, so thank you. So let's take a moment and we will bless our offering. And if you'll hold your gift next to your heart and bless it with your unconditional love, we ask that Spirit use these gifts for the highest and holiest of purposes, so that love is our guide. We place our Namaste Center in the hands of Spirit and know that all is well. We are blessed and we are grateful for all things. And so it is. Amen. You okay? Yes, sir.
I've been heckled.
You've been heckled? Aw.
I was yelling. I just said, yeah, I remember when I had my first beer too.
There you go.
Anyway, shall we sing It's in Every One of Us?
Sure.
Let's do that. It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart and open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us. I am. It's in every one of us. I just remember it's like I've been sleeping for years. I'm not awake as I could be, but my seeing's better. I can see through the the tears, and I've been realizing that I bought this ticket, and I'm watching only half of the show. But there is scenery and lights, and a cast of thousands who all know what I know, and it's good that it's so. It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart and open up all your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us, by and by. It's in every one of us, by and by.
Okay, so let's stand up and we'll grab a hand. Whoop. Whoop. Oh, Terry, I guess we each get Terry's hand. Okay. Okay, there you go. Okay, we got it? Okay. Okay, got her? Okay, so let's just close our eyes and blast all this love and joy that we're feeling right now to our Mother Earth and beyond. And we give thanks for all things. May our hearts stay open. And may we ascend in peace, joy, and harmony together. So it is.